So today we need to talk about this thing right here. This is obviously the fever case, and I think everyone kind of understood once this thing came out that it was different. This was one of the best CS2 cases of all time. We understood that, the op print stream, the knives, the increased odds of Dopplers and gems and all this stuff. It was truly insane, and it's been very, very crazy to watch this thing kind of explode in popularity in the short time it's been out. But I've even seen some new numbers and new data recently that has opened my eyes and made me realize even more so just how insane this case is, but also how insane it could potentially be as an investment going forward into the future. So we're going to talk about that and some of the numbers and data that I've seen today, and hopefully I can convince you guys just how crazy the potential of the fever case could really be. But of course, first I just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, PayPal, any other payment method, whatever, hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below, but Discord, email, Steam, also find ways to hit me up to get some deals done. But you guys already know we like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but obviously we have priority on those big deals, trying to get the big deals done. So if you have any expensive skins, knives, gloves, bolt cases, maybe you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, I can help you cash out safely, effectively, and efficiently. And of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, my content, which I would appreciate a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So the fever case is crazy, and right now it is sitting at $1.13 on Steam. So this thing obviously is profitable to just be kind of grinding and redeeming for armory stars and then selling off, because obviously it's worth about 2 armory stars, which is 80 cents, and obviously after Steam fees and stuff, you're not going to be able to get the whole $1.13, but it is going to be profitable. So if you just wanted to keep playing the game, redeeming fever cases, selling them off, it's kind of just a way to make a little bit of passive money while playing Counter-Strike, if you were going to be playing CS anyway, or having a good time, whatever. But also, obviously, you can just continue to be playing the game, redeeming them, and holding them as well, because like I said, I do think these could be a potential really, really insane investment long term. I think on CS Float right now, if we actually go on here, we can look up the fever case real quick, and I believe last time I checked they were around 80 cents. I know the price is going to move up and down and stuff. They're around 84 cents. I did have some purchases for these around 69, 68, 70 cents. Right in there is where I bought a couple hundred of them, because to me, this case, as it started to drop down, it didn't really make sense why this thing would be too much below 80 cents on third-party marketplaces. I know we saw something like the gallery case. It's gone as low as, I think, 53 cents on third-party marketplaces. I know I've bought some around like 57, 58, 59 cents, stuff like that. I've definitely seen them down around 54, 55 cents, which is really crazy. And I know other people are like, oh yeah, the fever case is going to follow a similar trajectory to the gallery case, because we know that these things are going to be in the armory for a long time. There's going to be so many of them dropping, whatever. But also at the same time, you guys have to realize that the fever case is truly different. The fever case is truly insane, and it doesn't have to go the same way that the gallery case has gone. It doesn't have to hit the same price points. It does not have to hit the same lows. And honestly, this thing, even in the medium to long term, could potentially be holding a price above 80 cents and going even higher. I know it's kind of tied artificially down to that 80-cent price point because of it being in the armory, because of it being worth 2 stars. But you guys also have to understand supply and demand is real, and if so many of these things are getting opened up, if they're getting opened up more quickly and in more volume than they can be dropped, or that people are choosing to drop them from playing the game and grinding them and all that stuff, because again, you can't just buy these in unlimited amounts. You can't just swipe your credit card and get a bunch of these. People actually have to play the game and grind and drop them. The prices could remain higher. So that's why when I saw these things under 70 cents, I thought it was an absolute steal. Even in the short term, I thought the price was going to go up, and it has. Again, it's gone from 69 cents up to 84. That's a nice little percent return. 3 weeks ago is when I bought my fever cases. Just in the past 3 weeks, we've gone from about 70 cents up to 85 cents now. So that's a nice little return in the short term, but I don't care about that. I'm holding for the long term, and personally, to me, in 2, 3, 5 years, whatever, these things are going to be worth a heck of a lot more than 70 cents, a heck of a lot more than 85 cents, so I'm not really worried about that at all. I'm just trying to accumulate as many of these at good prices as I can. Now, again, one of the statistics that has really stood out to me, and again, one of the reasons why I think in the long term this thing's going to be absolutely insane, but also in the short term this thing could get a little bit crazier, is the unboxing numbers of this thing. You can see here over on the right side of the screen, we're on CS2 Case Tracker, 11 million fever cases unboxed in the past month. Now, this is absolutely insane. The fever case has been out for about 6 or 7 weeks now. It was released the very last day of March 31st of 2024. Today is May 16th of 2025. And again, in that time, 11 million cases. Right now, the second most unboxed case that we've seen in the past month is the Revolution case at 4 million. So we're talking what, like 2.5, almost 3x the unboxings of even the most popular case right now. We also have the Gallery case sitting at 1.8 million in unboxings down there, you can see. And the Fever case is just absolutely dwarfing everything. The Fever case is just absolutely carrying the entire unboxing market right now. And what is interesting there is, again, we've seen 36, almost 37 million cases unboxed in the past month. And yeah, the Fever case is so many of those. The Fever case is carrying the entire case market. But I would also note that the Fever case having crazy unboxing numbers is good for all cases, because guess what? Opening cases is fun. It is addicting. People love it. Once they start doing it, they find it very, very difficult to stop. So people unboxing a ton of Fever cases, I think, will also trickle down into people unboxing more cases in general. I think we kind of see that all over the place. Hey, you are unboxing Fever cases 1 week or 1 month or 1 day, then eventually you get bored of it, or you decide you want to try something different, or you want to go, you find a new skin or some new crazy chase thing that you want to go after, whatever. And that's the way that you go. Once you start unboxing cases, like I said, you don't really stop. So a ton of Fever cases are being unboxed, and that is a huge part of the unboxing market right now. But like I said, I do think that's good for all cases in general. It's not like, oh, Fever cases are dominating everything, so all the other cases are trash now because people only like Fever cases. No, that will, I think, help out everything in the long term. But man, 11 million is really insane. Again, this is kind of like the first full month that this thing has been out. And if we go back and look at the history, we can see some of the other past CS2 cases and their first kind of full or official month of them being released. So we did have, obviously, the second most recent case being the Gallery case, which was released in October of 2024. So if we go to November of 2024 and see kind of the first full month of the Gallery case being out, you can see here 2 million Gallery cases being unboxed in that first month. So again, comparing the Gallery case at 2 million to the Fever case at 11 million, there is definitely something different going on here. The Fever case is way, way, way out of its league. We also had the Kilowatt case, which was released in, I believe, February of 2024. So if we go to March of 2024 and see its unboxing numbers, we can see here the Kilowatt case sitting at 3.8 million cases in its kind of first month being on full release. So the Fever case, and again, if you compare the total unboxing numbers of March of 2024 to now, 38 million, you see it's kind of similar, but still, even in a similar unboxing number period, the Kilowatt case is still lagging way, way, way behind the Fever case on its release numbers. So this is truly insane. This is truly crazy. It shows you the amount of demand we are seeing in the Fever case, how different that the Fever case is. Because again, if you take a look at the Fever case, it has everything going for it. You have some good reds. Alt Print Stream is like an S tier red. It's a very, very nice, crazy skin. The FAMAS Bad Trip, I don't even think is that bad. I think there is much worse reds in the game. So I think it's got two, serviceable reds. It has very good pinks. The Glock 18 Shinobu and the AK-47 Searing Rage, again, are some of the better pinks that you will find. There's a ton of cases with pinks and reds that are worse than both of these skins. I don't really like the UMP KO Factory that good, but it's kind of just whatever. Desert Eagle Serpent Strike is not even a bad skin. It definitely has some things going for it. But then again, of course, the golds being these chroma finishes on these Shattered Web knives just being absolutely insane. And not only that, but also having the increased drop rates of the Dopplers and the gems to where these things are just kind of more common and you can get them. So this makes these cases way more fun and exciting to open. It gives them way more demand. It makes, streamers, content creators, and just people in general want to open them more. And this is why we've led and seen these absolutely insane numbers. Now, also, obviously, at this time, we're like seeing record numbers in terms of player base. We're seeing record numbers in terms of like unboxings and stuff like that. It's, CS is in a good place overall right now, but you have stuff that you can go for, like the Skeleton Doppler, you have the Skeleton Marble Fade, the Skeleton Tiger Tooth. There are some very, very good skins inside of this thing. And it's what's led to these crazy and insane unboxing numbers. I think I was looking yesterday, and the Skeleton Ruby right now is going for like 7,000 in terms of cash prices, stuff like that. So you have some very, very insane kind of gold, some very insane chase stuff. You have some very cool skins. And yes, will the hype and the kind of fanfare surrounding the Fever case kind of chill out a little bit over time? But yes, but still, again, when you're comparing this Fever case to some other cases that are, really, really insane and some of the other best cases in CS2, prices are way higher. Prices are not $1. Prices are not 80 cents. Prices are not 70 cents. You have another active duty case right now that people really, really like in the Dreams and Nightmares case. And, I would argue that the Fever case has better reds in the Dreams and Nightmares. I would argue it has better pinks in the Dreams and Nightmares. And again, whether you think the golds are better or whatever is definitely arguable because butterfly knives are absolutely insane. Best knife in the game in my opinion. And also having the butterfly knife emerald, which, I saw, I think it's like $20,000 in terms of cash price the other day. Yeah, it's an insane chase. But hey, those skeleton Doppler knives are also very, very cool as well. But even that, the Dreams and Nightmares case, an actively dropping case right now is sitting at $2. We can also go and look at some of the other discontinued cases because again, it is of my opinion that we will eventually see all of the armory stuff get rotated out, that we will eventually see all the stuff go discontinued. And the other three discontinued cases, we have Operation Riptide. Let me make sure that you guys can actually see this. Yeah, Operation Riptide case sitting at $15 right now on Steam. We have the Operation Broken Fang cases sitting at $11 right now on Steam, and we have the Shattered Web cases sitting at $8 right now on Steam. Now again, Fever case, it's going to have way bigger supplies. It's going to have, like I said, more people are dropping this, more people are playing the game, but also more people are unboxing this stuff at the same time. So I don't really know. It's going to be hard to tell. I'm not necessarily saying that the Fever cases are going to go to the other discontinued case prices or whatever. But all I'm saying is that I do think that right now this case being kind of artificially tied down to the 80-cent price point is giving us a really, really good and interesting opportunity to pick it up. Now, I know some people have been like, hey, why would you want to buy the Fever case anytime soon? Why would you want to, even think about this thing right now since it's going to be in the armory for God knows how long? But the other thing there to kind of keep in mind is the gallery case is going to affect the Fever case as well. Once, if and when the gallery case does get removed or rotated out of the armory, that is going to make the Fever case spike. Because right now, the Fever case price is being held down. One, because it's in the armory, but two, because people still don't know what is going to happen with the OG armory stuff. People still don't know if it's going to be rotated out. People still don't know if it's going to be removed. But if we do see other stuff get removed and then people start to understand that the Fever case is potentially going to be a limited time item, that it will eventually be discontinued, that will definitely make the price increase. So right now, while we do have prices at, $1 on Steam and 80 cents on third-party marketplace or whatever, that might not be forever. And I know some people think, hey, the armory stuff could get rotated after the Austin Major. Some people think it could get rotated at the 1-year anniversary of the armory being released. That's going to be in October of 2025. We have all these different ideas. We don't know. So one day, this stuff's going to be in the armory and it's going to be there, whatever, and then another day it's going to be gone. Yes, I do think you have plenty of time to load up on Fever cases, and even in the worst case scenario, you'll always be able to get Fever cases for that 80-cent price point by, just buying passes and grinding them out and getting them that way. But I do think that this case is just absolutely insane. I think people haven't really necessarily even realized just how insane it is based off some of the numbers. Like I said, this 11 million unboxing number in the past month is one of a kind. It is not like anything we've really ever seen before. Also, another really, really crazy thing is, again, you have the op print stream. This is the red from the Fever case, and you can see here that about 51,000 of these things have been dropped, just for kind of an idea of, how many of these things have been created or whatever. Again, in like 6 or 7 weeks that this case has been released. If we go to the M4A1S Vaporwave, this is the red, or one of the reds in the gallery case. Again, this case released in October, so it's been about 7 months versus 7 weeks from the Fever case, and you'll see we have 62,000 of these. So again, you have 7 weeks, 51,000 op print streams versus about 7 months, 62,000 Vaporwaves. You'll see that the Fever case is already getting closer and closer to having passed up the gallery case, and in terms of unboxing numbers in, a tenth of the time or something absolutely ridiculous and insane like that. There's just so many signs, indicators, everything pointing to the Fever case being one of the most insane cases in all of CS2 history and all of Counter-Strike history. And guess what? In my opinion, cases are the S+ tier investment of the CS2 world. And if the Fever case is going to be one of the S+ cases in CS, I think it really does have a chance to be one of the best investments of all time. Obviously, there's so many cases that have gone from 3 cents to 15 cents or 15 cents to $20 or $15 or $100 or whatever. We'll never really see that stuff. But in terms of modern CS2 investing, I do believe that this thing does have a very, very big opportunity. I think this is potentially one of the best cases to buy right now. Like I said, in the short term, the prices probably aren't going to go up. Prices are probably going to stay pretty stagnant and kind of stay low, whatever. But I'm thinking for the long term. I'm zooming out. I'm thinking 2, 3, 5 years from now. I think the Fever case has an opportunity to go absolutely insane. And I really don't see a way how the Fever case doesn't become one of my biggest investments of all time. And obviously for me, that means putting tens of thousands of dollars into it and kind of seeing where this thing could go. Maybe I'll end up looking like an idiot. Maybe it'll end up fizzling out, whatever. But to me, the fundamentals, the numbers, the demand is different with the Fever case, and to me that's very, very, very attractive, and maybe it should be to you too. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.